Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, just sip of chaga tea, day 12 of the cleanse. We're going to talk about silver again because it's the hot spot right now. People let me know, hey, Bix, why are you talking about silver so much? It's down. In the world of investing, and this is so simple when you back out, do you want to buy assets that are low in price or high in price? Don't you want to get in when nobody's loving it and then get out when everybody's having a frenzy of it? Took me years to figure that out, but hey, I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch. Having said that, Roadshow has been postponed for 1 month, just 1 month. Anybody who already bought tickets, you can use your ticket for that next month, or you can write us at support@roadrunner.com and get a refund if you want. We'll be reaching out to everybody to tell everybody of the change. We're going to keep the same locations, just we have to postpone it for 1 month. 2 of the cities, the places we were going to do it at, either were mandated for parties less than 50, which is the first one in Sonoma, California. The health inspector, whoever makes these decisions, the deep state basically, said, oh, no, we can't have anybody have an event over 50 people for 30 days because you might catch the flu. It's the winter. What do you expect? The good news is this is about over, which is really cool. I mean, over for good. The insanity, and I love that. Anyway, go to the Roadshow. We're going to change this poster and all the links, but those are the places we're going to play: Sonoma, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix, and Vegas. Those are going to be March. So it's March 5th is the first one, and then the dates will be the same. It's funny because the dates in January and February fall on the exact same day. So Saturday the 5th in February, what did I say right? Saturday the 5th in February is the same as March the 5th. So it falls on the same day. So, hey, it's easy. Kind of. Sorry about that, but nothing we could do. It was either that or cancel the first leg and go to a state that doesn't have any restrictions at all. But we already got a lot of things already set up on this. So we're just going to delay it a month, let the bullshit run away, and then we're full steam on the road. Make sure you go to roadrunner.com. Click on Roadshow, buy your tickets. Again, it's for March, same dates. All right, enough of that. Silver price, the battle is still on for the moving averages. It's amateur hour on the COMEX. I like to say that. I mean, ultimately, yes, they can set the price to negative $40 on silver if they want to. But, they like to play the game. It's amateur money earning time. Usually JP Morgan would run through all the technicals, get everybody loaded up, and then slam it. But JP Morgan has been out and is out of the precious metals trading for their own account. As you can see by JP Morgan earnings, fourth quarter earnings fell 14%. Fell 14%. JP Morgan Chase says fourth quarter profits fell 14% from a year earlier due to a weaker performance from its trading desk. Duh. If they're not allowed to rig the metals and get in the middle of all that, of course they're not going to make money. That's the only way they make money is by perpetrating crimes. It's insane. It is insane. So silver, here we are. This is my graph for the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages. You can see they're right here being protected. Blow through those, and then all we got to get through is like 2450, 2460, and then it's off to 30, and then at 30, I don't think there'll be much resistance at 30. I mean, if it gets to 30, that's the good guys making a big move. And then it gets to 50, and when it breaks 50, there is no upside limits. The sky is the limit, they say, in the technical world. So that's where we are. Clearly, Bank of America is in deep trouble with 800 million ounces of short position, either synthetic short, which is the COMEX short, shorting futures and options, or leased short. They've leased 800 million ounces, which is basically is a short. But what Bank of America has been doing is they've been leasing the silver from J.P. Morgan, which is a short right there because they have to pay it back, and using that physical metal that they tell the regulators, oh, we have this metal, we have to hedge it, so they short it on the COMEX, so it's like a double short. And so far they might be in the money right now, but the problem is they gotta close out the shorts. You cannot. Every short has a long. So to get out of a short, to recognize any profit, you have to sell that short to a willing. You have to buy that short back from a willing seller. Nobody's willing to sell their silver at this price. So Bank of America is sitting there with an 800 million ounce double short position right now, in my opinion. Maybe triple. Why not? Just add. We don't know all that goes on in the back rooms of these criminal banksters. I guarantee you they report only a fraction of what they do, which is really scary. But as you can see in silver, it's pretty much flat. Now, back in the heyday when JP Morgan was in the middle of this mix, we were talking about, this is, 5,000. So, 4 or 5 times. We had I think one day was 2 billion ounces traded in a day, which is crazy. I mean, this is all crazy. All these volumes are crazy. The entire COMEX con is a complete fraud, and it takes literally hundreds of people to perpetuate the fraud. Just keep that in mind as you watch this craziness unfold. And you want to know who's doing it? There's only 2 banks now trading silver. We're down to 2 banks, and that is Bank of America right here. This is a non-delivery month. January is a non-delivery month, and the 2 biggies are Bank of America taking 1,400 contracts, and J.P. Morgan giving, J.P. Morgan's customers. So when the DOJ came down, J.P. Morgan had to offlay that risk to that operation, the rigging operation, to its customers. Don't think it's a lot of customers. I'm going to tell you who the big one is right now. The big one is these guys. BlackRock. Yes, BlackRock. They have so many insider gold and silver traders working for BlackRock. It's insane, and you never hear about them in gold and silver. This is in the news today. BlackRock's assets top 10 trillion on biggest quarterly inflow since 2005. BlackRock is sucking up all the assets. That's what the big banks do. They collapse the system. Wait till the system totally collapses, and BlackRock sucks up everything else. That's what the plan is. These guys are even more criminal than JP Morgan in certain ways because they get to hide more because they're a hedge fund. They get to hide more than JP Morgan gets to hide. JP Morgan's been slapped on the wrist and said, get out. And now they just said, okay, hey, BlackRock, why don't we team up? You be my customer and you do the trading so I don't get in trouble. And you're so big, they won't even mess with you. And you don't have to report either. It's insane. It is insane. It is insane. So I think the biggest JP Morgan customer is BlackRock. There's probably a couple others, but not many. I mean, there's not many in this rigging game. Many have gotten out and had to get out. They were forced out. So right now it's Bank of America, JP Morgan, and BlackRock. Pretty much the 3 people that control all the silver on the planet. The price of all the silver on the planet. I did a great discussion with Jenny Moonstone yesterday. I'll be posting that later today on the private road about silver, the gold-silver ratio, and Rockefeller. Unbelievable stuff. So go to the private road and get that. I'll talk about that in one other second. But first, we got the JP Morgan earnings fall. I guarantee you it's because of their commodities trading. BlackRock sucking up all the assets of the world. They'll probably take over Bank of America's assets at some point. I mean, it's all a con. It's all a game. So just be aware. Again, the Jenny Moonstone reading is going up. Oh, and you got to check out the remote viewing we did of silver in the Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon. Not in the Grand Canyon. Now, there was a lot of, what do they call, quicksilver found when they found the gold, which is, oddly enough, quicksilver is mercury, right? But that's a different story. A lot of Grand Canyon stuff will be coming out in the near future, very near future. And it's bigger than just the massive amounts of gold. it's a hidden history there that is just unbelievably important to understand, that a lot more goes on there than we even know. So check that out. Go to roadtoruta.com. And please, please, please hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We are shadow banned as far as subscribers. I once got to, I remember when I was trying to get to 80,000 subscribers, I was at 79, then they knocked me down to 72 for some reason. I just woke up one day, I go, what do you mean 72? So like and subscribe. Hit subscribe to Road to Ruta, and let's get over 100. Supposedly that kicks in more algorithms and you get more views. We need to spread the word that everything's about to change. Our monetary system's about to change, and it doesn't have to be for the bad. I've been saying for, I don't know, well, I do know how long, since 2007. There are good guys behind the scenes within the Fed, within the U.S. Treasury. Might not be the leaders, mind you. I don't think it is the leaders. But the plan is to end the game, to go back to a gold and silver standard, have some kind of a crypto component. I don't know what it is. We talked a lot, Jenny and I talked about the notch in the new silver eagle. What will it be used for? That is the security notch, but what is in that notch? I still think it's all silver. Cliff was talking about some braille-coded system that they could use, kind of like a side chain of silver eagles, where you have your silver eagle in a bank. It is identified by the braille number in the notch, and then that is represented on a blockchain, and you can have it on your mobile wallet to buy things with, where you transfer a little bit of your silver to someone else and they transfer it back. And if you have a whole silver dollar, you can go to the bank and take your specific silver dollar out of the bank. I think that's the plan. And you can tell by the Road to Ruta documents, this one here comes from down there on the bottom right. The lady at the teller swapping gold coins, 19 gold coins, for a stack of bills. That came out the exact same day as the Road to Ruta information, the Wishes and Rainbows comic book. And all of this was published by the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston on January 1st, New Year's Day, 2007. That's where the Road to Ruta sprang from. The universe guided me there at that moment, at that time. It was the first day that those publications, all three of them, were ever published. Two of them, Wishes and Rainbows, which talks about going back to a gold standard, and The Road to Ruta, a teacher's guide about the comic book, because it's so much more than a comic book, came out that same day. But both of those had big, like twice the font size, red exclamation points after them, screaming for someone to see them. This is the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. That began an amazing discovery and search for what the hell is really going on. It brought me into the Grand Canyon and the massive amounts of gold that was found in the Grand Canyon in the early 1900s, which meant that either the criminal rich people were going to lose, or they had to change the system. They talked Woodrow Wilson into creating the Federal Reserve System. Because of the gold in the Grand Canyon, then Woodrow Wilson locked up the Grand Canyon for any type of mining at all. You can't take a pebble out of the Grand Canyon that's in your shoe, much less strip mine for gold. Anyway, that's where we are on the Road to Ruta. I'll be posting 2 Jenny Moonstone readings today. The first one's all about silver, and the second one's all about Rockefeller, the Grand Canyon, the gold, and the Federal Reserve, what was going on, and Jekyll Island, the mysteries behind Jekyll Island. Jekyll Island wasn't just some island. Really interesting stuff. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you later.